Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Let me make sure you all can hear me. Yes, you can. Excellent. Okay, let me put me over there. Okay. Does that do it? Wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. That's fine for now. Anyway, let me say hello to a few people before we get started. Um, hmm. Lord have mercy. Twitter is a battleground right now. Okay. Needs to be okay. Um. Okay. All right. So that's that. And okay. Uh, I'm gonna need some time to sort that out. But yeah, Twitter is a battleground right now, and apparently there seems to be a problem with bots. Lots of bots. So um I'm gonna have to need some time to sort that out because I am. Oh man. Anyway, when I say there is cyber warfare going on, I do mean there is cyber warfare. But apparently, there is an effort by some derangers to. Um, well, I mean, if you're on Twitter, then you've probably seen what's trending right now, and mm, 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 okay. It's really not funny. This is awful. I don't like this. Oh, okay. 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 Let me say hi to a few people and then we can get into this. Oh, all right. Come on now. There we go. Perfect. All right. So hello, Elaine Parker, Catherine Walker, Sonia H, Marsha Williams, Uh, Katharina Kemp, hello. Black Queen, Annie Bullard, Mama Jane, Elaine Parker, Olivia Johnson, Gwendolyn Daniels, Don Robinson Gale, Iris Demonia, hello to you. Compton Callie Gal, hello. Um, and who else? Alita Portress, Nadia Morgan, hello to you. C. Mac, Hazel Samuels, Sylvia Fielder, hi. Annie Bullard, Miss Viv. Hello, Miss Viv. And was that Marls G? Hello, Fabi Barron. Greetings to you. Maria Jacobs, Kanita Ash, and Torma P. Hi. Joan Commonwealther, Chosen One. Uh, Udine, is that Undine? Sharon Davis. Okay. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Susie Q. All right. That's what's up. Okay, cool. Sherry Ware is here. Got your message, Sherry. Um okay, yes, guilty. I have Disney Plus and I have yet to watch the thing with Chef Andreas, the World Center. I'm so sorry, you guys. As you know, it's been a back and forth thing where I've had some things I had to do and some family obligations. And when I have the free time, well, anyway, that's enough of all that. Who shot John? There's really no excuse. I should have seen it by now, and I haven't. I do apologize. I will try to watch it, but yeah, I just find myself, um, oh, there's just not enough hours in the day, as they say. So, um, let's see here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Do that. So anyway, let me get back up there. So I saw this thanks to or was it Olari Isabella? I saw this thanks to her. Let me take my face out of there. And it was a Thanksgiving service that blended the traditionally British with the distinctly African, right? And so when you look at that, you can see, of course, that was at the Westminster Abbey. Um, March the okay, yeah, she actually wrote this. March 2014, a memorial service for Nelson Mandela was held at Westminster Abbey. The only royal who attended was Prince Harry. He represented the Queen at the event, not the I guess that means fakes. I want to say that means yes, okay. That's what I think it means. This says a lot. Well, think about it. I mean, this was an event for someone who the Queen held in very high regard, as much as I could tell. But on the event of a memorial service for him, Harry represented the Queen, and no one else in the family, from all accounts, was present, which really says a lot. Yeah, that's not a good thing. So, um, well, apparently, maybe I don't know. I can't really say. I mean, in 2014, I would imagine the Queen was still in somewhat robust health for someone, her age and socioeconomic level. So, why wasn't she there? And of course, having Harry there to represent the Queen really makes sense. Um, you know, as far as that's concerned, because Harry seemed to be um, held in a much higher regard with the people of South Africa than most members of the royal family. So, or practically any member of the royal family, I would imagine. So, there you have it. But anyway, that happened. And let me see here. Okay. And there you go. Um, This is like a portion of the speech that Harry gave. I am sure Madiba would be pleased to see such a great work being carried in his name, given inspiration to so many. And that is just a portion of the speech. And as you can see, and it is a quote of the Duke of Sussex. So that was from the speech of the day, but of course, at that time, he was not the Duke of Sussex, but that was actually lifted from one of the royal websites, I want to say. But anyway, so there you have it. But what I want to do is I want to see if I can go back and find that speech so I can compare Harry's speaking style then with how things has evolved with the speech that is planned for Monday. So yeah, that would be really interesting to see that. I mean, he's always been a very warm and approachable person, but I would say, speaking wise, Harry has he's really evolved. I don't want to say, that, whoa, thanks to the Duchess of Sussex, but thanks to the Duchess of Sussex. A lot of things have changed for him. His suits fit better, his shoes are nicer. Um, he's lost weight and he has a overall cleaner, healthier lifestyle. So there's a lot of things that have changed for the Duke of Sussex, including his his public speaking style. So, oh, happy birthday, Carolyn Soares. Okay, hello, Lydia. Okay, and I'm just looking to see. Okay, it was good enough for Harry to be at the Thanksgiving service, but not at the United Nation. Well, yeah, and that's the thing is that the Rangers are losing their minds about Harry going to the United Nations. And while he's going to the United Nations, the Cambridges are going on vacation. Apparently, they have just lifted off for yet another vacation where the whole lot of them piled into a helicopter. Um, of course, the Duchess of Cambridge had her snack bag. She has a big bag of fruit roll-ups and little cheesy doodles and stuff like that that she takes with her Pringles or whatever. Um, So, that seems to be a thing, but, yeah, so they are losing their minds, and that's why I say it seems to be like cyber warfare on the, Twitter. I don't mean, you know, well, maybe that is the right word, I don't know, but I don't wanna overstate things, but, it seems like a pretty intense place right now, so okay, thank you for your comment. Tash Max says Harry's connection to the Mandela family and foundation spans years and is a clear connection that goes both ways. Absolutely. Yes, 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 and yes. Um, Clearly it goes both ways, and the royal family would rather pretend otherwise, but that's just not possible because the South Africa trip was a huge success. It was a huge, huge success, and it is a template, if you will, on the way that a future, royal tour should take place, and I'm saying that because, obviously, the last time that some royals went on a big tour like that, the most expensive in the history of the royal family, by the way, they lost half the Commonwealth. They lost half the Commonwealth. After that tour to the Caribbean, either they, officially declared that they were on their way out, or they were asking for reparations, or both. So, um, it only, added fuel to the fire, and I would say that most of that started years ago, and then it didn't help with the, way that the royal family treated the Duchess of Sussex, who obviously would have brought a lot to that institution by being a woman of color and being able to go to the Commonwealth and more or less, I guess try to help smooth out some of the rifts from the past, if you want to put it that politely. But, just to help smooth things out a bit, I believe Harry was committed to that cause right along with the Duchess of Sussex. Both of them were, going because Harry has been the one who has said that these issues need to be discussed, there need to be conversations had, and, I don't know that he's ever come out and, use incredibly strong language. Of course, he has been prevented from doing so because before going to the Commonwealth, he was representing the crown. Well, now the Sussexes are senior royals who have stepped back from duty. They're not ex royals, they are senior royals who have stepped back from duty. So, it was a missed opportunity. You can tell the frustration Harry has over the fact that this is truly has been a huge missed opportunity. So, hello, Edith. The whole royal family are allergic to black people except Harry. Amen. I don't think a Benadryl will solve that for them. Let's see. Sherry wants to say hello to a few people. And then Sharon Davis also wants to say hello to a few people. We could help out with that. Okay. Uh, huh. Well, let me see. Hmm. Mm. You know, hmm. See, we just had this discussion yesterday about presenting negative things, um, which seems like something a deranger would say. I'm not even going to highlight it, but someone is asking a pretty ridiculous question, a question that is about. Okay, All right. I'm just gonna leave that alone. But let me just say this. If you are trying to troll us, we pretty much know who's usually in this space and trying to ask negative questions. And I'm actually scrolling back to this, I'm not forward, but asking questions that are obviously meant to cause embarrassment or something that's just so obvious that it need not I guess require an answer. Now is not a good time. Now is not a good time. Okay, so you know what? Let me just scroll in the other direction, and I hope someone can take a corrective action with themselves and just not go there today. Because if you're trying to be a little cheeky or funny or something like that, you missed the target. Okay, so hello, Mary H. But more of the royals could have shown up. I'm sorry. Mandela was a very important man. The Queen said he was a good friend, right? Yeah, maybe she had. I know some time ago the Queen was in the hospital with like a stomach problem or something like that. So before I completely throw her under the bus and say that, um, that's a possibility. Perhaps the Queen was giving Harry some extra duty, seeing that there is that connection. Let's leave the door open for that. Maybe this was something that maybe the Queen just did not want to go to that event. She sent Harry instead, which, given Harry's popularity at the time, was not a bad idea. So I'm going to leave the door open to that. I'm not going to completely throw Betty under the bus on that one. However, I'm going to get into Betty a little bit later um, because there is so many of these things being thrown back and forth in the Twitter, all kind of like old businesses popping up, uh, like you wouldn't believe. So, okay, pardon me while I have a sip of water. Um, but let's move on, shall we? I'm gonna just go a little bit here and oh, I need to take that away. I'm going to go all the way down to the hello, cookies and cream, to the last comment. Oh, 32 years of marriage. 32 years. Wow. The last time I went to a wedding, I couldn't tell whether it was nuptials or a hostage situation. I wasn't sure. The guy looked very pensive and nervous. His eyes said, "Get me out of here." So, yeah, I couldn't tell whether it was a wedding or a hostage situation, but I'm sure that they are very happy at this point. Okay. Uh, let's see. Karen Warner says it's time for the Commonwealth to go. These countries have suffered and robbed for too long. Uh, God's time now for His people. Um, the rulers got to go. Yes, I agree, Karen Warner. Thank you. Sorry if I botched that. All right. And Janet Pickering says, "Hi, everyone. Kudos to Harry. And yet another win, making the squaddies even more proud of both him and Meghan. They chose to be better, not bitter." Oh, I love that. Unlike copy and paste. Yeah. I like that. Chose to be better, not bitter. Love, love, love that. Thank you, Janet Pickering. Okay, so let me do this. I'll throw Betty under the bus. I'm sure you would, cookies and cream. She doesn't like to be around people of color. The unroyal family is very much a R word family. I think I've heard that recently. Now, I can't substantiate that, but I'm sure you got some receipts for us. Letitia Malone, and by the way, thank you, Cookies and Cream. Letitia Malone says, "Is it just Europe having a heat wave? I'm going to have to finish a bottle of rose to hydrate. Okay. Where Church Nelly, by the way. Yes, where is Church Nelly? Where is Church Nelly? I don't know. Okay. But I tell you what, guys, I know that the Duchess of Success is coming up, and I had to push things ahead a bit because of an appointment I had. So I am going to try to get us out of here in like an hour because at a time like this, we need as many voices as possible. So let me move this forward. Okay. It honored a man whose guests were told was the international icon of our era. On a rainy day in London, nearly 2,000 people filled Westminster Abbey to give thanks for the life and work of Nelson Mandela. He often described the UK as a second headquarters of the anti apartheid movement. Such was the level, let me see, of support here. Okay, I know that reading that or hearing that kind of sounds strange at a time when we are really questioning the commitment of the British royal family to a just and verdant society. But that's what the thing said at the time. Thank you, Georgia Walker, for the super sticker. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Wednesday to you. And then there, the guests were led by Prince Harry, representing the Queen, members of the Mandela family, UK Prime Minister David Cameron. You know, I think about it now, maybe the family requested Harry at the time, and maybe the Queen just, I don't know. I got to think about that one. Former Prime Minister Sir John Major and Gordon Brown, as well as the actors Richard E. Grant and Idris Elba, who played Nelson Mandela in the film Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. So, yeah, it was a big affair. Harry and Meghan visit Mandela exhibit in London. So I was trying to find the photo where Prince Harry saw the image of his mother, and it seemed to be very emotional for him. And I could not find it. So I'm going to have to keep digging for that. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were said to be absolutely thrilled to have been invited to attend the exhibition's launch. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have met Nelson Mandela's granddaughter at the opening of the exhibition, charting his life and career. So, again, there seems to be this very strong connection with Harry, the Mandela family, and of course, South Africa. All right. And there you go. This is what I was referring to. This was a Der Spiegel, or is it Der Spiegel article. And I will try to make sure that, there I go again. I'm going to try to make sure that I put that in the community tab. But let me expand on that one. Riveting, riveting. I don't know how I missed this. Uh, when it was new. But I'm looking at the date, and I'm guessing this came out maybe. Let me see. It says 12/3/21, so that's obviously 12th March 2021, and this had to have been. Of course, I told you guys, everything for me is kind of like saying BC and AD. This everything for me was before the Oprah Winfrey interview or after the Oprah Winfrey interview. So this was obviously days after the interview, right? And so for that reason, we can guess that suddenly everything was different, especially when it came to the way that the world looked upon the Windsor clan. Did I just say clan? Thank you, Iris Demonia, for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member. Thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, I'm sorry, Georgia Walker, you're also a member. Thank you for that. Almost overlooked that. Okay, so where are we here? All right, so the article from Der Spiegel International It was written by Brooke Newman. She was a guest editorial. Yeah, she was a guest editorial. Uh, Let me make this nice and big so I can see it. Okay, it says racism, white supremacy, and the British royal family. The consequences of the British colonialism can still be felt today, but the Queen has never publicly acknowledged that the royal family has directly benefited from centuries of slavery. The racial violence and exploitation, the firm needs to be held accountable. It's amazing how these articles mostly come from outside of Britain rather than inside of Britain. Or is it so amazing? In May 2018, Prince Harry, sixth in line to the British throne, married an American actress, Meghan Markle, whose mother is African American and whose father is white, much to the delight of commentators eager to witness the monetization of the thousand-year-old historically white institution. It was widely assumed that Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, would serve as goodwill ambassadors to the Commonwealth nations. That's what we thought, many of which are comprised of majority black populations and people to usher the British royal family into the 21st century, gesturing toward her anticipated future role in the firm. Meghan's bridal veil featured embroidered floral representations of each of the 53 British Commonwealth countries. The prospect of a more inclusive, modernized monarchy embodied by the union of Prince Harry and Meghan was short lived, however, 8 months after welcoming their first child, Archie Harrison Mountbatten-Windsor. The Sussexes announced in January 2020 that they were stepping back as senior royals. They intended to divide their time between the UK and North America and attain financial independence. The couple did not delve into the specifics behind this sudden break with the firm, but it is no secret that Meghan, a woman of African ancestry, has faced persistent racist, sexist attacks from the British media online. Yeah, I think we all witnessed that. The press has speculated that her rich exotic DNA, remember this was Der Spiegel, rich exotic DNA would thicken the Windsor watery thin blue blood, described Meghan as almost straight out of Compton, discussed her family went from cotton slaves to royalty, and compared her newborn son to a chimpanzee. This underlying message of this media coverage, which is often couched in satire. That's the part that I really want to underline right there, which is often couched in satire. In other words, to make it more digestible to the masses so it doesn't, so they can kind of have that little slight, were they being racist? You know what I mean? A long-standing vehicle for spreading racist ideology, of course, couching it in satire, is that Meghan, the daughter of a black woman descended from enslaved Africans, will taint the British monarchy. One night, one might assume the Sussexes' wealth and status would insulate them from offensive comments, or that the royal family has offered emotional support and protection as Meghan weathered mounting racist attacks. But Oprah Winfrey's explosive interview with Prince Harry and Meghan dispels that notion. According to the couple, not only did the firm fail to correct the damaging tabloid narrative around Meghan during her first pregnancy, unnamed members of the royal family voiced concerns to Prince Harry about how dark their newborn child's skin might be. Following speculation that Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, initiated these conversations due to his well known history of offhanded racist remarks, Oprah issued a follow up statement clarifying that that the discussions about the baby's skin color did not involve Prince Harry's grandfather. But prior to Archie's birth, Queen Elizabeth II chose not to amend the 1917 letter patent issued by George V, stipulating that for great grandchildren of a sovereign, only the eldest living son of the eldest son of the Prince of Wales, currently Prince George, would be considered a prince, in contrast to her treatment of William's children, all of whom are titled as a result of a 2012 royal directive. The Queen has left Archie, the first child of color born into the British royal family during an era of the UN has categorized white supremacist hate groups as a growing transnational threat, to wait to receive a title and to enhance royal security protection it affords until his grandfather, Prince Charles, becomes king. In other words, is the Queen swerving away from the idea that this child born of mixed race mother and, of course, a prince of the realm, it gives the Queen a chance to swerve that one and leave it to Charlie, who, of course, won't say yay or nay, which probably means absolutely not. But we'll see. We'll see. But it's just, as a person of color, I have to tell you, it's never a surprise when everything just seems to change when they look at that brown skin. And this does not seem to be at all an exception. The details revealed in the Oprah interview, that is, with the Sussexes, underscore the long and unacknowledged history of colonial slavery, white privilege, and racism in Britain, particularly within the royal family. Now, mind you, this article is from 2021, and this was from days after the Oprah Winfrey interview. The current Queen's distant ancestor launched England into transatlantic slave trade and are responsible for enslavement and death of millions of African captives. In 1672, Charles II chartered the Royal African Company with the intention of supplying enslaved Africans to England's Caribbean and North American plantation colonies. His younger brother, James, Duke of York, was the company's honorary governor. You get that? His younger brother, the Duke of York, was the company's honorary governor and its largest shareholder. The Royal African Company represented the culmination of over a century of small scale slave trading initiatives endorsed by the English monarchy, beginning with Elizabeth I, support of John Hawkins' slaving expedition in 1560s to deliver African captives to Spanish America. The Stuarts and Hanoverian monarchs promoted and profited personally from the expansion of African slave trading and colonial slavery, and oversaw the development of a vast exploitive empire that strengthened mainland Britain, in other words, enriched, and the royal family at the expense of marginalized people across Europe, and the Americas, Asia, Africa, and Oceania. So anyway, I will let you guys finish this one up on your own. I will put it on the community tab. But like I said, I had there was some things that you know is unescapable, and this is stuff that the Queen has never spoken out about, has never given a breath to. It's been pretty much ignored all these years. And she's had 70 years to say something. Now, if those little tepid efforts to seem um, racially unbiased or whatever is supposed to have made an amends for this, there is a lot of things that could have been supplied to the Commonwealth over the years, other than putting the Queen's name on everything you could think of. um, Funding and forgiving of debt would have been a step in the right direction for the Commonwealth and the former colonies, but um, not to it hasn't happened much, if at all. And when they go on these royal tours, rather than just showing up, bring gifts, bring real gifts, bring something substantial that people will talk about from years to come, aside from the fact that, oh, I saw the Queen. Alma Andrews, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And I am going to take a look here. Leg says Baldylocks and Kensington Cosplay Karen have no personality or charisma. They would spin Prince Harry to, oh, I'm sorry, they would spin. They would send Prince Harry to events they deemed, I believe, below them, or use him to be in for them to yeah, to be an in for them. Thank you so much for that. Doing nothing again. Right. Legs has said what Harry said in Oprah's interview. There were places that other members of the family were not inclined to go. And what would they do? They would send good old Harry. And when Oprah said, what if you don't want to go? Is there an option? And Harry said, when the car comes around, when your clothes have been laid out or whatever, you just go. And that's it. He said it's a trap. He said they're trapped. There's an invisible contract. And as you could, oh, and you know what? I got to, I have to do something with this Camilla thing because Camilla, this whole thing with Camilla at winning over the press. Did you guys see that? I did not watch the thing, but I did see like probably the first part of it from the Good Morning Britain, where they say somehow it seems as though Camilla has won over the British people's hearts. That is, of course, gaslighting. That is propaganda. It is certainly no truth in that whatsoever. But but they're going to try it. It leads me to believe that the Queen, I don't want to make any predictions about any timing of her leaving this world, but it makes me believe that it's going to happen soon, that it's going to happen soon, and that they are propping themselves up because why all of a sudden this race to get people to humanize Camilla? Why all of a sudden gear up this invisible contract? So the Queen's health is a mystery. Nobody knows if she has some, long term anything. We just know that whatever happens, they'll say that it is, you know, old age, natural causes. That'll probably be the extent of it. We will never know. So maybe they know something that they're not sharing. Um, the Queen is very small, and of course, older people sometimes don't have a big appetite, but maybe there's another reason for that. It always looks like she's just had an IV, so maybe they see something coming and they are preparing for a transition sooner rather than later. And so you can speculate a lot of things that are may or may not happen anytime soon because of that. So I won't suggest anything, but if you're a true squatty, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Marilyn Matthews says, I know I'm in a party of one, but I always saw this photo as a way from a way for okay, as a way for Elizabeth to say, see, we're not I'm sorry. See, we are an inclusive monarchy. Exactly. That and they pander to the cameras in that family. They always pander to the cameras. They know better how to set up a shot than a seasoned producer of anything, a director, producer. They know better how to set up a shot. That whole thing with Charles sitting at Westminster Abbey looking at the crown and the weight of empire is on his shoulders. Give me a break. I wasn't buying that for a minute. Charles looked like he had gas. I'm not buying that for a minute. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I see I missed a few of these. So Iris, Alma, thank you, Alma. Yes, I said that. I saw a couple of these out the corner of my eye. Thank you so much. Let me scroll to it, and then I'm going to go all the way down to the last scroll because I can't believe there's like 1,000 people in here all of a sudden. Thank you for the super sticker, Va Magumbo, my Madeira, Madeira. Yes, thank you so much for that. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Wednesday to you. And thank Joan Garcia. Joan Garcia. Hi, Baron. Been catching all your replays, laughing so hard. Couldn't do my work. Love you. Thank you. Love you, Joan Garcia. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. It's been a while. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, as promised, I'm going to go close to the end here. Miranda Rios, that human mattress will never compare to Princess Diana. Diana is and will always be a rose, and Camilla will always be a thorn. Very true. Very true. I mean, talk about lipstick on a emotional support, Camilla. Marsha says, I believe that's QE2, didn't get frail since she got the pandemic. Since let me see, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. QE2 didn't get, yeah, that's right. QE2 didn't get frail since she got the pandemic. Thank you for substituting the word. Since Chucky and Crow Miller visited her with the pandemic themselves, if QE2 uh, dies soon, I blame Chuck and his wrinkled up person. Well, now remember, Marshall, they said that there was an outbreak at Windsor and that it had nothing to do with them. Charles, excuse me, my allergies. So we don't know how she caught it. Charles, Charles, oh man, oh, excuse me. Charles, oh, I'm clearing my throat. Camilla, oh man. So yeah, we don't know how they got that. You know, they said it was an outbreak. They're blaming the staff as per usual. Oh man. So I got a feeling. Let me see here. Okay. I didn't know that Sky News is anti-royal Sussex. I have just been just seen an article that Prince Harry's homesick and is obvious they do listen to Prince Harry, that he has been accepted, welcomed by America. Yeah, well, Sky News, just like, especially, well, let me ask you this. Was it Sky News Britain or was it Sky News Australia? Because Sky News Australia is particularly toxic. So if it was Sky News Australia, no doubt that it was something incredibly negative directed toward the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But if it was Sky News Britain, they tried to be a little more neutral than Sky News, Australia. Any of the morning shows in Australia are absolutely dreadful. Thank you for your comment. Latanya Moore says the Queen and Philip has shown open support to Meghan, unlike Charles and William, who haven't been seen or pictured to even visit baby Archie. Charles didn't even try to see Lily Diana at all. Well, I have to say that Philip and the Queen, given all of the appearances that we are aware of, seem to be quite open to the Sussexes and children. However, again, we have this article from the Spiegel where it clearly says that the Queen has decided to swerve the 1917 patent, and she's going to leave it for Charles to work on. Okay, so I'm going to get a little messy. I'm looking at my time. As I said, I'm going to try to get out of here in an hour because the Duchess of Success is coming up. Matter of fact, let me see if she hasn't changed her start time. Sometimes that happens, sometimes not. Okay, let me see here. Right along. Sarah Vine. I don't know if she's well, I'm not even I'm going to try to keep this as as polite as possible. The race to be prime minister is like Love Island for ugly people, and I'm joining in. Okay. Now there's a certain element of that where I would say she is ideally suited to join in. But to be a prime minister, not so much. But there's another part of that statement where I say, yep, right on target. Um, this is Sarah Vine, who happens to love an animal print. That's Sarah Vine. If I was ever in a barroom brawl and I needed someone with a good left hook, I think I would want her to come with. That is Sarah Vine. So I know that animal print kind of reminds me of the seat covers of an old Volkswagen my uncle had. But Sarah Vine, the race to be prime minister is like Love Island for ugly people, and I'm joining. Uh, maybe you should. Maybe you fit right in. I'm not sure how much of a prime minister you would make, but I think you might fit right in. Um, Now, I think she bears a striking resemblance to actor Harvey Fierstein, but you didn't hear me say that. Yes, you did. I just said it actually. But it took a village. It took a village. As you can see, there is hope for any one of us, right? It took a village. Now, she has some glam shots where you wouldn't even recognize her. But I think the secret is make sure that you keep your hand under your chin. See how that helps? You just want to put that hand up under your chins, plural. Put your hand up under them chins, plurals, and and that works out perfect. But you just got to remember, put your hand up under all your chins, and all of a sudden, it will look like the Glam Squad got a hold of you. You picking up what I'm putting down? Um, yeah. So it helps. As a matter of fact, I noticed that there's a lot of people, like for instance, Angela Latrine. Sometimes she has the wisdom to stick that hand up under her chins, plural. See, it helps. Put that hand up under them chins, plural. Now, some of you all derangers might be thinking that I'm being a bit heavy-handed under the chins, plural. But I'm not the only one. Take a look there on the left. Now, you may not be able to see it. Maybe it's obscure, but at the top, that is actually her Twitter. And someone said, I shouldn't have done this, but I did. Now, I obscured that person's name because I don't want anybody going after this person. I don't think he was a squatty. I think he just doesn't like um, Sarah Vine. So he manipulated her photo a little bit. I didn't do that. That was this anonymous person. Again, take a look on the right. As I said, she seems to love that leopard animal skin look. So animal print. So right out of the Flintstones, I guess, like an extra from the Flintstone movie. So, again, some of you all might think that I'm being a bit heavy-handed, but let me remind you who this Sarah Vine person is. Yes, they joyfully. You know what? I'm not even going to read that word, but you can see it there. Out of all the words in the Queen's English, out of all the words in the various dictionaries, I usually go for the Webster. She just had to use that one when a person of color was involved, right? She just didn't have a choice. She just had to use that word, didn't she? And then, of course, over here, you can see how she applauds Kate. Sarah Vine, how Kate went from drab to fab, from eyebrows to, is that Pilates, to the new style guru. Our expert reveals the Duchess of Cambridge secret to looking sizzling, right? And then, of course, Sarah Vine, my memo to Meghan Markle following her Vogue editorial. We Brits prefer true royalty to fashion royalty. See what I mean? See what she did there? Now, let's see. June and July. So the first one came along in June of 2019. The second one that you see there, featuring the Duchess of Sussex, that happened in July of 2019. There was something about that issue of Vogue that just triggered them. I'm not sure what it was, but there was something that triggered them. So I just can't seem to put my hand on it. I can't seem to put my hand or any. I You know what? At first I thought it was Prince Charles, to be honest with you, but anyway, that's Sarah Vine who has that you know what feeling. So anyway, I don't like her. I think she's a pretty dreadful person. Moving right along, let me get this out of the way. Well, there's Boris Johnson, Bojo. Um, if you look at his shadow looks hauntingly familiar, doesn't it? He's like a chip off the old Donald J. Trump. And of course, on the right side, I believe it was Mo Shannon who pointed out that he looks like the heat miser from that old Christmas cartoon. If you remember the heat miser, he yes, the heat miser. Exactly. So hey Rohini. Oh, and Berta Sanchez. Okay, I see you. Rohini. Okay. Oh, it wasn't something I said. All right. There we go. And this is the other thing I want to share. As I said, we're going to get out of here in an hour. But the Daily Fail seems obsessed with pointing out that this is Bidenflation, right? If you think the U.S. dollar inflation is bad, just look at the graph for the euro compared to the U.S. dollar. Inflation is a global issue, and relatively speaking, the US dollar doesn't seem to be doing all that bad compared to other currencies. Like, for instance, here, a euro equals $1 for the first time since 2002. Now, the euro was established for the year 2000. So, 2002 was the last time that the dollar and the euro were of equal value. So, and then this is an old cartoon that I saved from some time ago. Just kind of came across it last night. If you let us come in your to your land, why? I'm sorry. If if you let us come into your land, why do you think we'll rob you? Because that's what we did when we came to yours. And of course, you can see the European Union flag. Well, that is of course, the way it happened. The continent of Europe and Britain were enriched from the former colonies from the slave trade. So it's just a fact, and so it's interesting that they were able to take wealth out and enrich themselves, and of course, even live in those nations. However, now that there are people of color that are trying to enjoy the fruit of all of that in Europe and so on, and that includes the United States, they're not welcome. So, yes, this is a global crisis, this inflation. Yet today, the Daily Fail featured images of the Cambridges romping to the helicopter yet again because everybody in Britain has a helicopter, right? But yet at the same time, they're running a story about how Joe Biden's son doesn't live like the rest of us. Well, if he means, as in the billionaire owner of the Daily Fail, Lord Nappyhead, no, he doesn't live like most people, but Lord Nappyhead, his income and wealth far exceeds the president of the United States, his son, and quite a few other people. So, let's throw Rupert Murdoch and any other of the publishers into that mix. They are living quite well. The Daily Fail is the most widely read English language publication in the world because of their hate and salacious headlines. So, um, is there any wonder? So, yes, there you have it. So, that's why um, this is not about bragging. This is not about celebrating anybody's decline. But every time I look at any of those tabloids and I see them calling into question the lifestyle of the Bidens, the Obamas, the Clintons, or anybody else who has a D behind their name, I get very, very angry. Don't worry, love. Just keep voting Tory. I was right about Brexit, right? Well, um, I'll let you all sort that out. That ain't none of my business. But um, keep voting Tory. If you vote Tory, keep voting Tory. And of course, there was a cartoon in one of the British papers that attacked Obama when he said it's a bad idea. So they made this up to make Obama look like the bad guy when he urged the British to stay in the European Union. You know, and of course he was attacked for that. So this was a cartoon that they made to make Obama look like he was trying to tell everybody what to do, but he just advised them that if you leave the European Union, there's a possibility of consequences. And well, of course, the most searched thing the day after the Brexit vote was, what is Brexit? All right, so breaking: Prince William will be joined by Kate Middleton when he attends the weekly meeting of the Trent of the attending what is that, district council at the Clayton Pavilion in Clacton on the Sea for the National Caviar Day next week. Now, of course, this is a parody, it's not real, but you kind of had to look at it twice. This would mark the couple's first appearance together since the drunk um, cackling, what is that, cackling incident at the Wimbledon. Prince William is concerned about the caviar shortage caused by the sanctions imposed on Russia. The couple will arrive in two separate helicopters. I love that. The couple will arrive in two separate helicopters. Oh, man. Anyway, you guys, that is it for me. Remember, Duchess of Success should be on soon. I think we have a minute because she usually has that countdown. Wait a minute. I'm looking. Oh, wait a minute. That's for the 14th, not today. Oh, she's not coming on. That's for the 14th. I just noticed July the 14th, 3 p.m. I think that just changed. So we do have a little time to be messy. Never mind. Looks like we got time to be messy. Again, it looks like the Duchess of Success is coming on tomorrow at 3 p.m. So we got time to hang out and be messy. Okay, so let me go back to your comments then. See, I was trying to be cool and everything and get off of here, but oh well. Anyway, oh let's see. Hi all, sorry, I'm tired. Laugh out loud. Been a long day. Carry on with the mess, Baron. Hugs. Oh, thank you, Duchess of Success. And anyway, so as you guys know, Anne has been working on a couple of projects as well as recovering from Lisbon. So very understandable. But again, she'll be on tomorrow. So well, 3 p.m. my time, but check your bell icon. Don't listen to me when I say time because you guys know that usually means something else. All right, so back to the messy. Let me go through this one. Remember, keep calm. There are no leaks in Montecito. Um, as evident by the fact that Prince Harry is able to put together something like that Better Up video film, as well as the trip to the United Nations, which I can't wait to see. Okay, and so this has, you know what, you guys, I don't want to be hypercritical of anyone, but I think this might be the new food truck video. And if you guys don't know what a food truck video is, that is when I make a video and I'm thinking, okay, this should do pretty well. Like the one that I famously made about the King Center food truck. And what happened? Nothing. Only 4,000 views. Now, I know that sounds petty of me to say 4,000 views, but at the time there was about 12,000 subscribers. Make that make sense. And then somebody even had the nerves. Yes, Letitia, I'm talking about the food truck video again. Somebody even had the nerves to say, "Well, Baron, we thought we saw that already, or yeah, yeah, but you didn't hear my version of it." So ever since then, I have been suffering from PTSD food truck syndrome. Anytime I post a video and I see it's not doing well, immediately my head pivots and swivels back to that day when I posted that food truck video and nobody watched. Now, to make up for it, some of y'all watched twice as I was already complaining. And still, by the time it was over with, I think it may have gotten 6,000 views. But anyway, so note to self, um, sometimes people like to mess with your head. I think I know what happened though. If you notice at the bottom, I put this all the latest news. Well, that doesn't look like a Royal Sussex thumbnail because it's usually a royal blue background with the white lettering. So I probably brought that on myself. I'm not I'm not too vain to admit I may have made a mistake by using that new. I thought it was clever because see where it says Nelson Mandela up there, how it fades. Well, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I can do that and anyway, it backfired in the most epic way. So I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson. Anyway, oh, you all missed this yesterday. Most of you all were probably out of the chat, out of the live stream yesterday. But this is one of those memes that I made when somebody during the election campaign last year got on my last nerve. And anyway, I just, took a little license with the concept of People Magazine's Sexiest Man of the Year. So I chose Mitch McConnell, yellow teeth, bug eyes, little schneck. It's not a chin, it's not a neck, it's a schneck. So I chose the yellow teeth, the schneck, and of course the bug eyes. And the fine print is kind of hard to see, but it says in the little red on the lower right side, we'll go counterclockwise, Obamacare, but he would rather watch you die, right? And then above that, it says, afraid of Trump, you bet. And then, of course, above that in the red box, it says, nude model rumors. I promise you, I'm not on that stuff. And then, of course, there's yet another image of him. And then behind his head, it says people. And then there's that famous tortoise from that cartoon, The Tortoise of the Hair and the Hare with Bugs Bunny, where you can see the twin brother rumors. Senator Mitch McConnell reunited, that is, at last. And of course, got Viagra. Who cares? Who cares? Oh, the truth about being the R word, he is an R word. And then of course, Mitch McConnell, the sexiest man alive. Special edition only costs $6.66. See what I did there? $6.66. You betcha. So yeah, that was oh man. Okay. Yeah, so and anyway, so this was the stuff we talked about yesterday. Oh, and by the way, um that photo on the right side, if you guys remember, I didn't have enough of the information about that. I actually trimmed it off when I put the photo up, and I didn't save it. And that's because I thought I knew the actual information. Well, duh, I didn't really know for sure. But it was the South Pole. And at the time when Harry went to the South Pole, they found out that Mandela had passed away and just happened to have the, excuse me, the South African flag. So that is how that happened. Okay. And here you go. That's Gracie. I believe she was the widow of wasn't Nelson Mandela, wasn't he married 3 times or 2 times? I think it was three. Maybe it was two. Maybe it was two. But I know that after he left the prison for good, they he and Winnie didn't work things out. They didn't stay together. They had become strangers to each other. Baron, you are funny, amazing, amazing. Live chat is always, oh, wait, gonna get messy. Love if Baron loves it all. I mean, love it, Baron, love it all. Thank you so much, Fabi Baron with 2 R's. Thank you so much for that. Let me see. I see doctors are getting creative setting up abortion clinics, especially to help the poor in the South. Lynn, I saw the thing about them wanting, it was it a proposal to put one on the ship? But the Biden administration said that they have to follow the federal law, which requires that if a woman's life is in danger, that it has to be provided. That is a federal law. And Biden said that they are required to follow that. And of course, as long as there's a Democrat in office, then chances are the what do you call it? The Justice Department will make sure that these things happen, or else they will enforce the federal laws. And that's why it makes a big difference who's on the court, who's in the White House, and who's in the legislative body, because as you know, the executive enforces the law, and that includes all the cabinets and branches. Well, not branches, but the departments that the president is over. Except for some odd reason, the Postal Service seems to be like an entity of its own. The president doesn't have much call or anything when it comes to the Postmaster General. That is the only, I think the Postmaster General is the only cabinet position that is a constitutional cabinet position, or has independence or something like that. Um, and maybe Secretary of State is the other. But yeah, I think those are the only two. So, okay. Cookies and Cream says Mitch McConnell looks like a walking mummy. He needs to lay off the formaldehyde. It is certainly not doing any wonders for his skin whatsoever. Oh, you guys, I got some messy memes that I made during the presidential election. And if I shared them, I don't know, I might find myself in a world of trouble. But I tell you what, maybe one of these days I will put together one of the greatest hits that I feel safe, and maybe I will redact certain parts of them. But oh yeah, I was a beast when it came to making memes during the presidential election. And as you guys know, I'm no lightweight when it comes to some of the ones that I have put together, here. So uh, all I had to do was change the hair. Everything else just fell in place. Even the three fingers and thumb thing and the four toes, everything just fell into place. I didn't have to do much. I didn't have the outfit. Okay, yeah, I didn't have to do much. I just literally changed the hair. I changed the hair and everything else, the beady eyes, the puffy rings. There wasn't much to do. There was not much to do. Oh, there we go. Um, that we talked about yesterday. This, I hope you guys, I forgot to put that in the community tab. Um, okay, so let me get rid of that and I'll go back over here. Okay. So, let's see here. That Levin, Angela, mom called her demon. That was spot on. Yes, her mother referred to her as the demon child. Okay, Nelson Mandela was married 3 times. First wife, uh, Evelyn Massey. Is it Massey? Second wife, Winifred, uh, yeah, that name. And the third wife, Gracie. Okay. All right. I thought it was 3 times. Thank you so much. Although I have to say, I didn't know Winnie was the second wife. I thought Winnie was actually the first wife, but okay, I got that wrong. But thank you so much. Des Maps. Thank you. Oh wow, you guys are so good to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Berta Sanchez says President Biden is trying to get the abortion rights under federal law. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, oh man, to make things so overly complicated for political reasons. This is the only nation where every 4 years something like that happens. Every 4 years. It's like the cicadas coming back. Every 17 plus years they come back. Every 4 years we suffer with that question again and again. So you guys, when I save this photo, do you guys see who's the speaker at that moment? I didn't really look at the speaker, but that's the Orange Menace. I was like, "Oh my god, I hope nobody notices." But I wasn't even looking for it and I saw it. So I figured everybody must have seen it. So oh, my bad. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, out of all the random photos on the internet, why did I have to yank that one? So yeah, that was a huge mistake. Did not mean to do that. Okay, Josephine Young says the key is striking down derangers is to disrupt their thinking. Humor shows receipts to embarrass. Sussex Squad must get bigger than the bad guys, and we are. Thank you, God, for your blessing. Thank you, Josephine, for reminding us what we need to do. Thank you. Yeah, and that's why, as you guys know, I have been very supportive to new channels coming on. So, for that very reason, because we do need more voices, and we have to grow in order to discourage them from doing some of the stuff that they're doing. So very, very, very necessary. And you know what? If it wasn't for us, believe me, I think that there's a possibility that they may have had a different guest speaker in mind. Dorothy Ross, thank you for the super chat. Love you, Baron. Could listen to your voice and laughter all day long. Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. So, that was very kind of you. But, Dorothy, I have to tell you, I think that if it wasn't for all of these Sussex friendly platforms, that the person speaking at the United Nations could have been a different member of the royal family, if any member at all, but it could have gone differently. I think that they, you know, sometimes they do things just for effect. Sometimes they do things by mistake, but like, for instance, let's imagine if they chose this person to let's imagine if they chose this person instead.
People who aren't necessarily reaching out, who are struggling, who perhaps don't feel they can reach out, or the fact that maybe they haven't realized that addictive behaviors have sort of established.
Have you ever had a dream that you had you could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything? Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
See what a difference that would have made if it wasn't for the Sussex squad. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that they may have chose another member of the royal family to you know give that speech instead, and it would have been a whole nother thing. So fortunately, Prince Harry is the logical choice for that. So no need to embarrass the royal family or anything like that. Just Harry and no one else. And since he's not a working senior royal, or he says he stepped back from duty, then it's a moot point. But yeah, so it could have been worse. That's what I'm trying to say. So let me see. Sherry Ware. Oh, yes, that was from someone. Oh, didn't Winnie? Yes, I think Winnie Mandela passed away, didn't she? I don't recall. I kind of was it during the pandemic, because there's a lot of stuff I missed during the pandemic. Some certain news, and then of course back in 2019, I had a very high pressure situation with work, and it wasn't my exotic dancing days. It wasn't my days on the stage where I was dancing for dollars under the stage name Chocolate Thunder. Um, yeah, that was a different time. Okay, thank you for that, Connie Bummer. Yeah, it wasn't my Thunder days, so I missed quite a few headlines at that time. But let me see. George Bush is the president that messed up the post office and interfered with their pensions. Did he? Oh, the younger Bush, not the older Bush, because that seems like something that and when you said George Bush, I didn't even think of the younger one. My mind instantly went to Papa Bush. There, he's not a junior, so you can't say senior and junior. You could say the senior Bush, but not Bush senior, because George Herbert Walker Bush is the Papa, and George Walker Bush is the younger. So uh, not exactly a junior, but yeah, I guess you could say that if you wanted to. But yeah, yeah. All I remember is that when I was in school, great was it grade school or high school? I can't remember, but yes, I can. I just don't want to say. But I remember when when Reagan started busting up the unions, the great union buster. Reagan and Margaret Thatcher, they both had that in common, that they never met a union that they liked. So I remember that. Uh, and I'll only admit that I once volunteered for the Mondale Ferraro campaign. That's it. Okay. Yeah, it had to be the younger Bush. Papa Bush wouldn't have done something like that. Papa Bush, as my, and this is why I say, guys, it doesn't make sense to walk around perpetually angry about anything and everything, because um it is, number one, it's not healthy for you, and number two, you have to really make sure that you got it straight, and that you're not suffering from some bias that has been gaslighted into your head, because we are being subject to the gaslighting of humanity, and sometimes we may think that Hillary Clinton is part of some um, pizzeria abuse ring or something like that in Washington D.C., when I don't believe that for anything. I mean, you would literally have to drag me there, show me the pizzeria, take me to the back, and show me where all this evidence is before I would believe something like that. But there are some people who actually believe that. They actually believe that. Oh, Alma Andrews, thank you so much for that. April 2018. Okay, April 2018. That was when I had went to the UK. I was in the UK in April 2018. So either I was getting ready for the trip and wasn't paying attention, or I was there and was suffering from like a news block, because all I know is that Meghan and Harry is getting married, and I'm going to be there for the wedding. So I wasn't paying attention to anything except for, the various tours and excursions and the wedding. So that explains why I have no recollection of it. Okay. Wow, you guys are on the ball today. Thank you so much for that. Denise Marcus says the U.S. Post Office has a guaranteed pension for 20 years. That is what put it behind by billions. Oh, so they tried to fix it and ended up messing up something. But I can think of something else that someone tried to fix and ended up ruining everything. And I believe it was called Brexit. That's when you try to fix something that ain't broken and you end up messing up everything. They call it Brexit. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't have an opinion about it. It doesn't affect me at all. Well, yes, it does, because they keep attacking President Biden, and they pretending like Brexit was a win-win situation. And from all accounts, I think it's been a disaster. That's why Scotland is ready to leave. It's because of Brexit. That's when you take something that works perfectly well and you break it. You take something that ain't broken, you break it. It's called Brexit. Let me stop. Okay. Let's see here. correct, Edith? Harry is genuine with love for the Africa for all for well, it should be for all of Africa or for yeah for all of Africa and its people. No time for royals who want to get FaceTime and publicity. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's see. Winnie and Nelson Mandela, their relationship was destroyed by the separation, with Nelson in prison for 26 years. Um, England is a desert so hot. Oh, Ruth, see, I'm sorry. You know what, Ruth, if you're getting overheated, please run a cold shower. Don't wait until, you are, you know, let's hope nothing else. But um wash yourself down with cold water if you feel like it's getting to that point. So yeah, just make sure you keep an eye on yourself and other people. But yeah, 26 did you say 26 degrees? No, you didn't say 26. Oh, 26 years. Okay. Yeah, 40 degrees Celsius, that's like way too hot. For us, anything over like 85 is bad. 95 is dangerous. And once it gets to 100 Fahrenheit, yeah, then you're really in trouble. Okay. Okay. And by the way, I did my DNA thing with one of those companies. And aside from the other mixtures in my blood, there's some Ghana, Nigeria, and of course South Africa. Yeah, I'm one of those many African Americans who can attribute a lot of my DNA to the Bantu, which I believe they were what do you call it? Nomadic, the Bantu tribes. Either they were nomadic or they covered a large part of Africa, the southern part of Africa. So, yes, the Bantu. But yeah, if you haven't done your DNA, I just want you guys to know somewhere inside of me there is a little angry Scottish guy, a little angry Brit. There's even a 1% French person. That's why I'm so prolific with my French language skills, is because okay, let me see. There's a little French and Sardinia. Sardinia. How do I have someone from Sardinia inside of me? Eastern Europe, a very, very small percent. Ghana, Ireland, Scotland, Senegal, Benin, and Togo. Is it Togo or Togo? England, Wales, Northwestern Europe, right? That's me. And Mali, Cameroon, Congo, and Southern Bantu people, Nigeria. So, but mostly Nigeria and Cameroon, Congo, and of course, like I said, the Bantu people. So that's like almost half of me, and then the rest is the other stuff. So yeah, I'm just like a one person melting pot. And of course, oh, let me see here. Okay, someone's worried about me because I came in and I didn't check in. So let me see. I am on a live stream. Okay. Yeah. I was careless not to say anything, but literally I came in the house and made sure that I logged on ready or not because I didn't want to keep you guys up so long. Let me see. Well, I got to tell you, Baron is actually my first name, and I did I tell you guys that I got an upgrade on British Airways one time, and I don't. I well, I can't say definitely it wasn't because of my name, and then again, maybe it was, but I got an upgrade when I came back in 2018. Next thing I know, they had moved me up to Club World. And I tell you, the biggest rush that you can have in life is when you get on an aircraft and you get to go left instead of right. Once you go left, you never want to go right again. I mean to tell you, I was like Queen Latifah in Last Holiday when I got on that plane and I got to go left, the first thing they said is, "Would you like some champagne or orange juice?" Um, champagne. I was like, champagne, champagne. So, yeah, once you go left, matter of fact, if you watched my Meghan and Harry anniversary video, if you remember that one, the anniversary video, in the anniversary video, I mentioned the fact that I got an upgrade, and you could actually see in the video where I get on the plane and go left instead of right. So, that was the first time in my life that it ever happened. And I'm telling you, I felt like Queen Latifah in Last Holiday. As soon as I sat down, I was like, birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. Ooh, and I'm feeling good. Boom, ba boom, ba boom. I was just so proud. I'm like, look at me, look at me. When inside, the voice inside of me was saying, look like you belong, look like you belong. And I have to tell you, the British Airway first class lounge at Heathrow, it's like I was in heaven. They had champagne and all kind of little canapes and light refreshments, breakfast sandwiches, cookies and cakes. And oh man, I couldn't believe my luck. I couldn't believe my luck. I was just like, cause see, I this is why you should get to the airport early. I always go to the airport early, right? So when I got there, I got off the train at the wrong station, and the guy was like, "Oh no, that's international. You have to go to Terminal 5." I'm like, "Okay." And when I got to Terminal 5, I thought I was bumped from the flight. Well, the guy told me, he said, "Well, um, there's good news and bad news." He said, "The bad news is you're probably bumped from the flight." And he said, "But the good news, I can try to do something about it." So he calls upstairs and he goes, "Well, it must be your day. We're going to move you up to Club World. Do you know what that is?" And I'm like, "Uh-uh." I had a feeling, but I wasn't sure. But, I was trying to be cool, right? I didn't want to seem too excited. So he said, "You're going to go to the business class." He said, "And since you're here early, don't go this way, go that way." I said, "What's over there?" He said, "That's the business or executive lounge or whatever." And I was like, "What? What?" So I went in there, and I promise you, it was like heaven. I'd never seen anything like it before. And even to this day, I've been in some other business lounges here and there, but that was by far the best experience. British Airways, Heathrow Airport. That was like the end all be all. Diane Hawkins says, "I always whine about being almost 6 feet tall and needing leg room. They usually works from for an upgrade if you smile and are not flying American Airlines." Yeah, if you're flying international, you have a far better chance, especially a cross Atlantic flight. I found that you have a far better chance of getting that upgrade than if you are flying like something domestic. I don't know if that goes for like intercontinental European flights, but nationally flying in the US, not likely, but international, you have a far better chance of getting that upgrade. So, yeah, that was really cool though. Excuse me. But that's why I said that that whole trip, 64 days and 63 fun-filled nights that I spent in Europe, that was the longest time I was ever away from the United States, the longest time. And it was like God had me by the hand and just said, "Go here, go there, do this, do that." And I did. Now, I did have an itinerary. And you guys that are older and you consider traveling by yourself, the smartphone changes everything. I've traveled pre smartphone to Europe, I traveled smartphone to Europe, and it is very helpful. But either way, people really want to help you. And I found that it was, how do I put it? It was like a surreal experience being in some of those places and spaces that you only seen on television. So, if you think that the UK might be a little pricey, do like Anne, go to Lisbon, go to Portugal. Portugal is so affordable. Spain is very affordable. They're of course they're not lacking culture or history, and as long as you're in the like touristy areas, um, you're gonna find that most people can speak enough English for you to order lunch. Also, the other thing is, um, it's just more affordable. It is. The trains are reliable. There's a high speed rail that can get you to Paris in what a few hours. Once you leave Barcelona, there's that high speed train. Actually, I think the high speed rail goes to Barcelona and Madrid. Yes, it does. I do believe. But yeah, amazing, amazing. Just do it. Now, I stayed at hostels, but I don't recommend that to everybody. But I stayed at hostels and cheap hotels, and it it worked out for me. And I wasn't always the oldest person at the hostel. I wasn't always the oldest person at the hospital. At the hostel, I was about to say hospital. The, the hostel, the hostel. I wasn't always the oldest one there. Black Queen, Baron, let's try to explore other continents like Africa. I want to go to Senegal. That is my dream, is to go to Senegal. You know, there are some beautiful places that you can visit in Africa. Um, just do your research. Just do your research and know what you want to see. And I even had people ask me, well, how come you didn't go to Africa? My first love is architecture, right? And any place I go, I pretty much know what I want to see when I get there based on architecture. So that is what led me to go to different places was my love of architecture. And so um, there are some beautiful places everywhere in this world. But like for instance, I only went to Japan. I didn't go there for the I'm going to tell you why I went to Japan. I went there for the 7-Eleven. I mean, also just to go to Japan, but I went there for the 7-Eleven. They have the best 7-Eleven convenience store experience that you can have. But again, oh, I did that by mistake. Oh, did that too. But my first love is the architecture. So that really guides me to where I go more so than the people or the food is let me see this, let me see that. And so there I am, camera in hand. Like when I went to the Cambridge University of Cambridge, this lady that was like a volunteer, she said, if you want to see the Christopher Wren Library, you have to wait until she told me, she said you need to go now. And I was like, the library was designed by Sir Christopher Wren? She's like, yeah, do you know him? Do I know him? Christopher St. Paul's Cathedral Wren? Of course I know him. Shut the front door. Yeah, I know him. And and then from there it was just off to the races. I think I talked to her for about 20 minutes about Christopher Wren, his vision for London, all of that kind of stuff. Like they accused him of being too continental because he wasn't going with the traditional Gothic style and design. I mean, it was just that's what drove me to go to certain places. But oh, if I was rich, believe me, I would probably I would have probably have stayed away for like a year and I wouldn't have missed home because it was just so much. And I was hoping to at least go to Morocco, but I didn't quite make it because of time constraints. And it's too bad because I was in Seville, so I was right there and I didn't go. Oh, see there? There you go. I would love to visit Morocco. Me too. I was right there and I couldn't make it. So, could you imagine though, Lavender Rose, how frustrating it was for me to be right there in Seville, just a stone's throw away from Morocco, and I didn't go? I mean, but I was meeting someone in Berlin. I'm sorry, no, it was Munich, and I didn't want to be so far away from Munich. I didn't want to be a short train journey away, so I had to start going east as soon as possible. And I used my rail pass. I wasn't flying from city to city. I prefer to do the trains, and so that's why I didn't make it to Morocco. But yeah, when I do go to Africa, I want to try to stay at least 3 months, at least 3 months. Um, yeah. And my other goal was to go to South America. I want to go to Machu Picchu, of course, and Argentina and Brazil. So Brazil, I've been to Sao Paulo, but that was the only part of Brazil that I've seen. And Sao Paulo is so ginormous that I'm sure I didn't see enough of it, but it is like the capital of high-rise cities in the Western Hemisphere. There are more high-rise cities in Sao Paulo than anywhere in North or South America. So, um, yeah, it's amazing city. The food. So yeah, I would highly recommend that. But yeah, it's so many places I would go if only I could afford to do it. If only I could afford to do it. I mean, I'm on my third passport, but um I got my first passport in 1999, so I'm on my third one. But yeah, and they're good for 10 years. So, okay. See how animated I get when I'm talking about traveling? If let me see, Nadia Morgan says, if you go to Brazil, who is our neighbor? Please come over to Guyana. Oh, who is our neighbor? Oh, come over to Guyana. Okay. Now, Nadia, I have to say, I don't do well without air conditioning. And I'm not talking about during the day. Long as I have some air conditioner when I'm trying to sleep, that's all I need. Okay. That's all I require is some air conditioning when I sleep. Either that or it needs to not be so warm of time of year or something like that. And I'm sure that you know, that's okay. But I'm just saying, that's one of my prerequisites to traveling is I have to have air conditioning when I sleep, or it needs to be like fall or spring or something like that. Okay, so Lorna Williams says, Marin, have you ever been to Buffalo, New York? It said they have the best reputation for residential architecture outside of Chicago. No, but I had a friend that has been telling me for the longest that you have to go to Buffalo. So residential architecture, of course, means um, I'm guessing a variety of styles of homes and such. Um, no, I have not been to Buffalo, but I would like to do that too. But yeah, and yeah, yeah, of course I would. And then of course, while I'm there, I have to go to Niagara Falls because I haven't been there either. But yeah, I would love to go there. As a matter of fact, you're giving me an idea. You're giving me an idea. That's something that I should plan to do this fall is to go to Buffalo. I need to do that. I take like photos just for me, like little architectural details that nobody else would even care about. But it's like when I go through the photos, I want to see them again. So I tend to do that a lot. I just save like basically a bunch of architectural photos and such. Like Manchester, I went there. Manchester, Liverpool. Oh God, I love the architecture in Liverpool. I went there and I was really there because I wanted to see the Victorian era infrastructure. the bridges, the old factory buildings, the roads, and the things that were left over from the industrial revolution and all that. I wanted to see those things, and that was like what drove me to go to that area of the UK, the industrial Midland tour, as I referred to it. So I am a bit of a nerd when it comes to stuff like that. You have no idea. I am such a nerd. But I even have like a several architectural books and such. And even like sometimes speaking to an architect, they say, "Are you an architect?" I'm like, "No." So how do you know what a spandule is? I just know. Anyway, you guys, so you didn't got me all excited, and I didn't forget that I'm still on this thing. I'm feel like I'm just talking to everybody firsthand, so which is cool, but I probably should get going. But yeah, so let's have a last thought of the day or last word of the day. And thank you so much. And you know what, guys? I will do I'm gonna do something with travel soon. I promise you I will. I keep saying that I will and then I don't. So I'll put together something and I'll talk about some of the finer points of traveling as a baby boomer, as a single person, especially an older single person. Thank you, Diana, and thank you, Doria, our two queens, our queen of hearts and our queen of everything. But yeah, I will do that one day. I will talk about some of that stuff. Let me see. Joan Garcia says, Baron, I went to Senegal years ago. My high school French came in handy, and folks were friendlier when I spoke in French. Oh, cool. I knew Senegal was the place to go. I mean, I don't know. I think I saw something, a documentary or something, and I was just like, I want to go to Senegal. That is probably where I would start. I know a lot of people from the United States want to start in South Africa. People who have family in Ghana or Nigeria, whatever, they usually start there. But I want to start in Senegal. That will be my gateway into Africa is Senegal. Okay. Oh wow. Oh, that's impressive. Oh, that is very impressive. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, thank you, Baron, for continued loyal support of the Sussex family. And Fu, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Uh okay, let me see. I'm scrolling. Let me see. Niagara Falls is beautiful, but so clean. On the Canadian side, it's like a 42nd Street in New York, but clean. Well, I heard that the Canadian side, that the view is better. Is that right? That they said the view is better on the Canadian side, and and also that the lights are beautiful at night. So yeah, I have to go there. I really do. I have to go there. And I would love to go to Madam C.J. Walker's mansion. Even if I don't get inside, I just want to breathe the air. I want to see the gates or whatever. I would love to go to Madam C.J. Walker's house. I believe that's in upstate New York, right? Oh, am I going the wrong direction? I think I am. Okay. Thank you, Baron. Love you. Our dear Squatty, safe. Sorry, stay safe. Sending prayers to Mo Shannon. Oh, that was very thoughtful, Sharon. Thank you so much for that. Nicer and cleaner. So I heard. Okay. Buffalo, New York. Frank Lloyd Wright. Uh, H. Richardson. Yes, H. Richardson. I'm familiar with him. And of course, who doesn't know Frank Lloyd Wright, the most important architect in the United States history? And that's according to who? Frank Lloyd Wright. Also, the greatest residential house, Falling Water in Pennsylvania. I have a book on falling water. I have a book on falling water. Yes, now you're speaking my language. Uh, Richardson, uh, Richardson Romanesque was the style. H. Richardson, who was responsible for the what do you call it, the revolutionary Richardson Romanesque style of architecture, which a lot of the brownstones echo the Romanesque style from H. Richardson. It was a refined style of Romanesque architecture. That's the big blocky rough cut stones and the deep set windows. Now Richardson's Romanesque is not really known for a very well lit, naturally well lit room, um, but they are very sturdy and very ancient looking buildings. So people who wanted to make their families seem like the nouveau riche family had been around for hundreds of years, they love that Richardson Romanesque style. And a lot of the Milwaukee Federal Building is in that style. So many buildings across America. I can spot a Richardson Romanesque or a Frank Lloyd Wright anywhere. Oh, thank you for that comment, Lorna. Now you're speaking my language. You're getting me all excited. I was just about to get out of here. Oh, yes, yes, Marsha Williams, for sure, sure. I would love to. I'm gonna do that one of these days. I'll just do like a live and talk about stuff like that and share some photos. It's gonna. I gotta. The hard part for me is choosing photos because I have so many of them. But we'll do that. Okay. All right. So, Church Nelly, have you had enough of me talking about my travels? Oh man. Okay, you guys. I love Frank Lloyd Wright too. I love Frank Lloyd Wright. Did you hear about that tragedy that happened with his family? I'll talk about that next time. When I talk about it, I get off a climp. Oh man. Let me see. The African Diaspora Channel is pushing it big time, and everyone that have moved there love it. Is that Senegal or is that another place? I want to go to Senegal. Let's see. Moritz V says, Baron, since you a linguist in the making, do some of your faux pas trying out different languages. Oh man. You know what? I listened to Rick Steves with his travel show, and Rick Steves was like, you need to learn a few greetings in another language. You need to learn to say thank you in another language. And so I did try that. I think where was I? Was I in the Netherlands? Dankjewel. Dankjewel. Yeah, I was trying. God, I tried, but it wasn't always so easy for me, especially when I started smiling in anticipation that I'm about to do something tremendous. It doesn't help if I'm smiling too hard. So, oh yes, cookies and creams. You're very right. Everyone, pray for the Sussexes and each other. Pray for the world. Yes, because as I said, on the Twitter, there seems to be some big cyber thing going on where the Sussexes are concerned, and they're trying to drive these really awful hashtags, and they're trying to make some really nasty stuff trend, and it is awful. And that's why I said I can't talk about that right now because it's a big downer for me, and I don't want to lose the excitement that I have for Harry's trip to New York. So, guys, try to avoid the negative stuff if you can. But if you are going to engage in battle, remember, try not to make it personal, and certainly nothing that sounds threatening or make the squatty sound like a bunch of lunatics or something. Just try to stay a cut above, and But then again, if you just happen if you happen to see where is it? If you happen to see a headline that says the race to be prime minister is like Love Island for ugly people and I'm joining, then sometimes you just have to say something. You would be remiss if you didn't say something. So um you have to say something. You couldn't just let something like that fly by. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, within reason, try not to take the bait. Uh, uh, try not to take the bait. Remember, underneath all of that, there's a glam squad. They can fix it. So I don't think there's anybody who can't be helped. And remember, if that doesn't work, the hand under the chin is a good place to start. I mean, it worked for Angela Latrine. Okay, guys. Okay. Uh, when the only sound on the empty street is the heavy tread of the heavy feet that belongs to a lonesome cop, I open shop. Oh man, I just don't see. I can't remember which one was Harvey and which is Sarah. I think Harvey's on the right. No, no. Harvey's on the. Sarah has black hair. Yes, Sarah's on the right, and Harvey Firestein is on the left. Harvey Firestein is on the left. You gotta love his voice, though, right? When I heard him sing "Love for Sale," I thought I would just fall out of the chair. You haven't lived until you've heard Harvey Firestein sing "Love for Sale." Okay. Who's prepared to? Okay. Let me do it right then. Who's prepared to pay the price for a trip to paradise? Love for sale. Oh man. Okay. I gotta stop. All right, you guys. Let's ginger avenger ourselves out of here, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, I have another appointment coming up. What day is that? Oh well, I didn't lost the appointment card, but yeah, it's next week sometime. I think it's the 20th or 22nd or something like that. So that'll be another day that I probably start. Oh wait, it's a morning appointment. I might be able to stay at the noon hour. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, just FYI. Hello, Mary Hiker. I didn't know you were here. She looks like she should be stirring a cauldron. Bubble, bubble, toils and trouble. And she looks like she should sound like Harvey Firestein, too. Oh, thank you, Veronica. Quick, love you guys very much. All right. So, Ginger Avenger, and how did I get to 2 hours anyway? Okay, Ginger Avenger, and then I'm gonna go. No after show today, you guys. Just Ginger Avenger, and we're up. Okay, so Q Ginge. I knew I was talking too fast. Thank you for the generous donations today. Iris Demonia for the it was a super chat and a month's membership. Thank you, Elaine Parker. Josie Adesio. Yes. And 6 months membership. Thank you for that. Also Georgia Walker, thank you. Alma Andrews, thanks. And also thanks to Valmangumbo Madeira. Thank you for the super chat or super sticker. Thank you, Joan Garcia. Welcome back. I hope we'll see you again soon. Thank you for the super chat, Nicole Tanis. Thank you. And let me see, edition on Wednesday. Let me see. Oh, yes. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you. Gosh, I think I totally missed that one, didn't I? Thank you so much. And thank you, Sherry Ware, for making that list today. All right. Thank you all. I should have done that before the Ginger Avenger, but I was talking a mile a minute. Okay. I was talking so fast you would think I had been in the Queen's purse. Whatever medicated butterscotch she has in her purse. Uh, oh man. Anyway, oh, it's bad. But I'm telling you, the Queen looks very you know what I mean? Anyway, she's not wearing her seatbelt, but she should have because it looks like she about to float right out the window. Like she just about to float down the street. I'll have what she's having. But yeah, they gave her something to get her out there that day, and I tell you what, whatever it is they gave her, make me a double. It's like she's been in Church Nellie's rheumatism medicine or something. Yep, ain't nothing bothering her at all. Oh, Camilla's gonna be a queen consort? No bother, who cares? Yeah, call her a consort today if you like. Uh, oh man, live chats, but definitely like them all. See you all around. A great chat as always, Baron. Thanks. I see you all, squaddies, even possibly on Twitter. Bye for now. Well, thank you so much, Olive Goddess. Yes, thank you, Olive Goddess. Thank you for sharing that. I don't think I've ever seen your name before that I recall. So yeah, that was very sweet. I appreciate that. But yes, Philip, Philip, I know I see Philip. Either that or maybe she saw one of her long lost horses that she thought had went yonder years ago. Uh, okay, you guys. All right. So anyway, let me get out of here, and I will see you all tomorrow. It feels weird that my thumbnail is already done. I actually did that last night because sometimes I have to I'm like ready to get out my chair, and just as I'm pushing up out of my seat, I'm like, oh, I got to make a thumbnail, don't I? So it feels good to have that done already. Uh, oh man, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Some days I'm happier than anybody deserves to be, but yeah, I most days I am very, very, very happy just to be happy just to be. I promise. Doesn't take much to make me happy. Just let me be. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Oh, Caroline, did I say hi to you today? Oh, I guess not. I'm glad you're here. Well, yeah, we're about to leave, and anyway, I'm glad you're here. Well, yes, either playing the flute or singing in a doo-wop band. Do 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 do. Either that or maybe she's scatting like Ella Fitzgerald. Do do be do be do wah. Do be do be do wah. Yes, maybe she was singing an Ella Fitzgerald tune. I'm in the mood for love. I'm telling you, if there's any song that on my worst days always makes me happy, and that's to hear Ella Fitzgerald sing I'm in the mood for love. I don't know which album version it is, but I believe it was on an album, and it just always puts me in such a great mood is to hear Ella Fitzgerald sing I'm in the mood for love. That is, and see, I can't show you because, of course, we'd get in trouble, but I'll put it in the community tab. Okay, that's what I have to do. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make sure I put stuff in the community tab. All right. Philip, Philip. Okay, love you guys. In broadcast.